All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, How to Rapidly Turn Data Silos into Faster R&D and Commercial Success. My name is İrem Radzik, Senior Director of Product Marketing at Reltio. And joining me today is my colleague, Gaurav Gera, Principal Product Manager. And we have an exciting agenda for today's webinar. We will present some of our new capabilities, market disrupting capabilities that we believe in this session. And we're going to look at how simpler, faster master data management is possible. But before we demonstrate that, I'd like to give some context. We're going to look at the new requirements for data management and what are the business implications. And we're going to take a look at our new offering, Velocity Packs, at the high level, and then we're going to look at the life sciences component version of it. And we're going to look at life sciences business initiatives, which are activated with our solution. And my colleague Gaurav is going to give you a demo of our capabilities, and we're going to then take questions and answers. Because we have a really packed program here, we would like to request that you save your questions till the end, and you can submit them through the Q&A part that you see on your screen. And when we get to this end, we'll take a look and answer them. So, because we are going to cover some roadmap items in this presentation, I'd like to remind you that development, release, and timing of these features that we will discuss are completely at Reltio's discretion. All right. Okay. So as a leader in business or data, you most likely know this, but this really grounds us that the enterprise business operations run on core data, your customer data, product data, supplier, location, assets. All of them are core part of your business and how you interact with your customers, how you work with your partners, how you empower your employees to run the business as you'd like them to run. So they're fundamental to the business initiatives that you want to have, especially in today's macroeconomic environment. It's really important that we use the core data effectively to be able to activate the critical business initiatives around cost management, customer experience, or risk. And the reality of today is that this is not that easy. Getting to trusted core data is not that easy. The IT architectures, data architectures are even messier than this picture, I'm sure. In your organization, you have a lot more going on than what this slide can show. And if you consider average enterprise has 446 applications, and this keeps growing, the silos, the complexity keeps increasing. Getting to the source of truth for any core data is not a simple task, and it impacts not only IT data teams and obviously the business operations. It creates delays in decision making. It introduces inefficiencies, and this is so fundamental. Core data is so fundamental to your business initiatives. Taking shortcuts to solve this problem by point-to-point integrations or other data approaches that don't get to the bottom of the issue, don't unify the data, provide the clean data that you need, hinders your ability to do your business initiatives. So the shortcuts basically take you to a very weak foundation, like a sand that you built on it, a new building, construct a new building. It's not the right foundation for you to be able to achieve the business initiatives that you need to fuel with data. And some of the examples of how poor data impacts the business, there's so many of them, but very common ones, especially looking on this slide, the life sciences examples. When you have incomplete or inaccurate, fragmented healthcare physician, professional, healthcare organization, patient data, product data, it impacts the effectiveness of sales organization, marketing organization to target the right physicians for the right drugs. And you cannot effectively get the treatments to the patients who need them when you don't know, let's say, the specialties of these physicians or their affiliations. Similarly, from the physician's perspective, they're going to face experiences that are not streamlined. They're not getting the information they need from you, and they get frustrated, and their engagement and the loyalty gets impacted. On the clinical trial side, not having the right data, missing data, not having a full understanding of the previous studies, etc., can really delay your clinical trials, can impact how fast you can recruit the right people, right patients, right investigator. And that delay in life sciences means not really innovating fast enough and not growing the business fast enough. And in the compliance side, obviously, it's so complex, so many different regulations being added now, IDMP coming. Having a clear understanding of the data and standardizing it, knowing who your physicians are, knowing what your products and components are important for compliance. And if you don't have that, it can cause, obviously, penalties as well as a lot of effort to be able to put that information, reporting, etc., together. Unnecessary operational costs to be able to comply. So this picture is for life sciences, but you can think about other industries, insurance, financial services, retail. Similar pains are also there. Incomplete, inaccurate customer data impacts the targeting of the right customers, giving them the right personalized offers based on their profile, based on their needs and life stages, and being able to give them a strong, seamless omnichannel experience, recognizing them and being consistent across different channels. That's hard if you don't have the right data. And similarly, compliance issues everywhere. So poor data creates unnecessary inefficiencies, frictions, and delays, costs that you don't need, especially in this macroeconomic environment. And you likely have some of these pains in your environment, at your company too. But if you look from a data management needs perspective, and we consider the new reality for data management with the complexities, data volumes increasing, likely your existing solution for master data management, core data management, is not meeting the needs where you were before a decade or two ago with your solution doesn't meet the current needs. If we have the complexity, data volumes, and the pressures are widening the gap where your solution can be and where you need to be. And some of the things that we hear from our customers and we see as well, these are, like what I have on the slide, are the examples of some of the pressures and requirements that, especially in today's environment, critical. We need to do more with less resources, and the budget keeps being cut. You need to show fast value. You need to be able to hire and retain specialized skills to be able to move your solution forward. You need to modify it fast as business demands change. And of course, you can't impact any existing technology that you have in your environment. It needs to be plug and play. We talked about omnichannel experience. That's the norm now. So all of these are the popular ones, and there's more. There's a lot more, obviously, modernizing the stack, moving to cloud, AI, ML, adopting it, operationalizing it, and rapidly integrating, handling massive value. This can go and on and on. So this is the environment where a new approach is needed, new thinking, new master data management approach is needed. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's presentation. Before we go there, I'd like to see whether we can have a quick audience poll about the challenges that I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to see whether I can create. Yes, I think you can see on your screen. I mentioned several challenges, MDM related demands. If you could pick two that is applicable to your organization, I'd like to hear your perspective, and I'd like to go from there. So yes, please, I'm going to give you a few moments to think and give answers. Right, I see the answers coming. Exciting. I'm going to share soon. Let's give a few more moments. Okay. I think I don't see much. Okay, still coming. All right, give a few more moments. Really cool. Okay, so I'm going to end it and then I'm going to share the results. Pass value from MDM, almost 80%, not surprising, and rapidly modifying, sharing data from legacy systems with modern solutions. That's very common. Yeah, real-time need is increasing and 28%. This is very helpful. Very, of course, this is not the largest group that we can poll, but it's really good to see what is your reality right now. So I'm going to go back to talking about our approach, how we are addressing the current needs of master data management. So Reltio was born in the cloud 2011 and focused solely on this problem and modernizing master data management, making it easier, more efficient, faster for today's environment. And the cloud-native SaaS offering that we have provides single source of trusted data and it's processed in sub-seconds. It can be shared across your enterprise in milliseconds, and your projects deliver value within 90 days with pre-built components, connectors for your industry. And we have now a very simplified version of our solution. So that's what we are excited to share today. And I want to walk you through briefly about our connected data platform and how we're approaching, again, the master data management in a modern way. So we offer core capabilities, especially if you're a user, this is familiar to you. We have entity resolution capabilities with ML-based and rule-based match merge, ability to view and manage relationships, reference data management, entity 360, meaning interactions and transactions are all included. Real-time data quality management capabilities. We launched our dashboards over a year ago or close to a year ago. Data governance capabilities to define and deploy governance workflows. And last but not least, integration. We simplify integration with 1,000+ connectors and a no-code development environment. And we provide these capabilities on a very strong cloud foundation. Again, we were born in the cloud and we run in multiple clouds, AWS, Azure, Google, and we have certifications for key security compliance areas. now recently MLPS 2.0 for the Asia region. Obviously others that you see, SOC, GDPR, etc. And we provide built-in security, high availability, and all of that is built in. You don't have to set up that extra. Talked about that it is designed for real-time operations, so you can have very low latency data, even for high data volumes. We support Fortune 100 companies in their business critical real-time operations. And we have AI ML ready platform, as I mentioned, the ML-based entity resolution as an example. So that's the foundation. And now we incorporated a whole new layer of components on this platform, which we call velocity packs. And we'll talk about much more detail about them. They're available for 6 key market segments: life sciences, healthcare, financial services, insurance, B2B, and B2C customer data. So these velocity packs are now available to accelerate time to value, and they include pre-built data models, configurations, and integrations, as well as a prescriptive implementation approach that we'll talk about. And the 2 data domains that you see for each of them are only examples. There's a lot more, but as you can see, they're defined for those industries, the models and the configurations. So if you look at the velocity packs a bit more closely, they're built and they run on top of our core platform capabilities that I walk you through. And again, for 6 segments, but here you see for the data domains, the life sciences examples. And the goal, again, is to simplify and accelerate. And they're built based on our understanding and the expertise that we developed over 11 years working with a variety of customers, all sizes across these segments. So they incorporate our expertise and partners and customers' feedback through this development process. And data models, which we look at again more closely, entities, attributes, relationships, but also pre-built connectors, pre-built data services, configured for that industry, for match merge rules, survivorship rules, specific data quality or other dashboards that you need are all defined as part of these velocity packs. It's pretty much an application for that industry, ready to go, get you to jump start. And we include our implementation on top of this, which is prescriptive, and it has pre-built implementation assets that helps you to accelerate your deployment even further. And we have the ability to show value in a matter of weeks. It can be definitely as short as 60 to 90 days to be able to see value and deploy core components. So what you see here is the example of the life sciences data model. As you see, it includes the relationship types, interactions, reference data, data enrichment services built into this velocity pack from national provider identifier database, as well as drug enforcement administration database, are all part of this velocity pack. And this comes in the tenant when you deploy the Reltio for Life Sciences solution with Reltio. So it's part of our platform, and it's maintained by our product management team. And Gaurav will talk more about this. It is not an ad hoc side solution, and it's part of our platform. This is the Reltio for Financial Services data model. Again, for each segments, we have a model with relationship types, reference data, and more like pre-built adapters, etc., around these offerings. and here's the healthcare one. I'm not going to go through each of them. Today, we're focusing on life sciences, but we have more of these webinars coming up where we're going to look at other market segments. Insurance is coming up on May 4th, and more are being scheduled to look deeper into each of these segments. And what I also want to, again, come back to is the implementation approach. Our offering is not only about the configuration and the data model. Our professional expert services group, they offer a very focused approach to value and giving the ability to have immediate data quality awareness within a couple of weeks, being able to create Reltio universal ID and profiles in 45 days and enabling data consumption in 90 days. This data, actually, we have them from before having the velocity packs. Before we launched our velocity packs, our implementation approach delivered these results. And now with the velocity packs, we are more confident this is going to be continuously attainable for our customers. And even, I think, before using velocity pack, Alibank was able to go live in less than 4 months. And we have other examples of these just matter of weeks type of full MDM deployment. So we're really excited about changing the game with both from a platform side and the implementation side. What also want to highlight here, we talked about business initiatives and the core data being fundamental to succeed with your business initiatives. Shortcuts don't help, and data opens up the road to transformation, business transformation. And our approach is to align with our customers' business goals and activate business initiatives so they can clearly see business value, demonstrate that value. We want to start the engagement from that business initiative focus and think where we're trying to go and what data and which velocity pack, etc., will be the most applicable for that goal. So we're starting thinking from that end goal, and what we deliver as Reltio, collecting the data from disparate sources, first or third party, and then in our platform, unifying it using our velocity packs, making it simplified and faster and robust. And that unified, clean, trusted data is then shared with the rest of the enterprise and used in different business processes and initiatives, whether it is omnichannel experience or improving sales effectiveness or helping with digital self-service, process automation, risk management. Wherever it is shared, wherever it's used, it activates the business initiative that we want to enable for our customer, and our customers then can see what type of value that MDM implementation could give to them, whether it's growth, cost savings, or risk management, or all of them can be tracked through this type of approach. And we have for each of these market segments specific business value frameworks to help with this conversation and alignment. So here what you see is the life sciences, very high level value framework for life sciences. Again, we have this for the other segments, and we have more granular, let's say, for commercial operations and clinical operations, etc. But here we're taking a very high-level view. As you can see, the data we collect from life sciences specific systems with our life sciences specific data model configuration, the platform, the full velocity pack, and we activate different initiatives working with our professional services, and our partners too, bringing their expertise and getting our customers to a specific value area, specific business initiative. So what you see here, this is again high-level some of the key initiatives that we repeatedly deliver for our customers are explained here in 3 different goal focus. Growth area, we see sales effectiveness, account-based selling, territory alignment, sales incentives, etc. Segmentation and targeting for physician communications or key opinion leaders approaches, and targeting them effectively, and HCP experience enabling better, more consistent experience. Or it can be in the patient engagement efficiency or clinical trial efficiency. It can be compliance related focus. In some cases, multiple goals can be accomplished. But we provide this ability to think about where the value is going to be more stronger for the organization, and understand where it makes sense to start, and start small, start with that use case, and then add more after the value is demonstrated. So some customers may start in their commercial operations and focus on enabling the salespeople to target the physicians and organizations effectively, and they may go from there to more of segmentation, bigger marketing projects, or the omnichannel experience for HCPs. They may go and deploy in the commercial side and streamline their clinical trials by finding the right investigators and patients recruitment and general analytics in that area, or patient or IDMP, etc. So we orient ourselves around the business value frameworks, discover through this method what is the value area for our customers and what is the roadmap for our customers to continue achieving value from their MDM investment. And this, I can't forget to mention that this picture, the business value framework, we worked with industry experts, we worked with our customers, partners, so a lot of thinking and validation went into this process to come up with these areas. And of course, we fine-tune them as we talk to our customers based on their specific needs. I want to look at a few of these areas where we see very prominent areas that we help with, and because also we're going to look at the demo later from this perspective. So why we want to invest in core data management, improve it in life sciences. This is a critical area, sales effectiveness. We hear that when HCP, HCO data, physician, healthcare organization data is not trusted, it creates ineffectiveness of the salespeople. They cannot go and target and talk to the right physicians. They miss the opportunities to build the right relationships, to get the life-saving treatments to the right patients. So this is an important focus area, as well as how they look into the vertical territories, whether they have the right information about that organization, who gets compensated. All of those key areas in sales management can be streamlined when Reltio provides standardized, unified, trusted healthcare, physician, organization, location, product, etc. data with the relationships and hierarchies. And as I mentioned, there are pre-built integrations to further streamline the trust in the data with automatic data enrichment. And the outcome of this is really streamlined, effective account-based selling, increasing the sales productivity, improving the territory alignments and incentive management, so that everybody works efficiently, effectively to talk to the right people and bring life-saving treatments to patients faster. Another use case that we identified is around the physician experience and impacts their loyalty. Whether you know them, you need to show that you understand who they are, what they need from your offerings, and they have their own consent and preferences that we need to comply with and respect. So having that clear understanding of them, and with the consent information, with their relationships, with their interests of information, and giving that seamlessly through connected experiences, and educating them on a regular basis builds the trust, builds the loyalty, as well as simplifies the compliance aspect with their consent and preferences. So this is another area of value we see master data management helping life sciences organizations. I want to give one customer example here, AstraZeneca. And they've been a long time customer of ours and widely use Reltio across their organization. They used to have many different MDM instances that they consolidated to 3 major regional MDM deployments with Reltio. And that by itself was a huge cost saving that you can see on the slide, £3.6 million annually. And they provide having trusted data with physicians, healthcare organizations, improve their marketing and sales effectiveness, and they can get data to the right people faster, 10 times reduction in the time that it takes to do an inquiry is one of the metrics they communicated. But the importance that I want to share, this particular example, we don't have all of their projects on the slide, but they started with one problem around sales effectiveness and marketing, and then they expanded to other groups, going to patient experience, going to product side. So they have built a big roadmap around MDM, around Reltio, and using Reltio's flexibility, multi-domain capabilities to be able to realize that. And we're very happy that we partnered for such a long time with them, managing millions of profiles across regions. So one more use case I want to quickly look at, clinical trials. I talked to it briefly earlier. So it is really clinical trials, part of the R&D. If you're from life sciences, you know that already. It's so vital for the ability to bring new drugs, new products to the market. And that's processed with poor data, complicates everything, slows down everything. You cannot find the right investigators, you cannot find the right site, and understand where you can attract the right diverse population for study participation. And especially as things are moving more and more digital, like doing it clean way, a trusted way with digital channels requires trusted patient, investigator, site data. Your analytics around the clinical trials cannot be trusted if your data, especially historical comparisons, are not based on standardized data. And it also complicates the whole compliance approval process, the reportings, everything slows down, and it means your growth slows down, your ability to service the market slows down. And Reltio helping with unified, trusted investigator or physician study site data, giving you the ability to quickly determine who is the right person to work with, who is the right, where is the right population, recruiting them, making better decisions throughout the study, gets you to the innovation faster, gets you to the life-saving treatments faster. So we see this as a use case that our customers leverage and gain great value. And we see more and more companies trying to think about their data end-to-end across different divisions and not having a divisional only look. So just want to hit on the value piece again. We need to show the proof behind our words. We work with many different large companies and smaller ones where we identified large value areas. And I mentioned the 10 times faster access to data. The 1 million annual savings in call center pretty much comes from 1 million minutes saved in this tech support environment, because the patient data is populated for the tech support call center folks, and they don't have to search for that patient data, saves them approximately $1 million a year. Similarly, having the correct information in front of call center agent helps with first call resolution and reduces the repeat calls. And when things are automated, the correct data is populated in the right systems for salespeople. It requires, in this case, 50% less time to add a new organization to the system. And with the master data management, streamlining the whole process of servicing data and having the data already clean, available for the salespeople and marketing people, the requests coming to data stewards are decreasing, and they don't have to manually do work. So these are some examples of the quantified improvements in business environments. And we have IT savings too, not just business impact. So when working with a modern master data management solution, our customers are able to reduce how long it takes, like in this case, 9 months saved from adding a new data source to MDM. We did a total economic impact study. I'll talk about it in a minute. That one also showed us that moving from operational maintenance focus down to more strategic work, they used to spend 90% of their time on operation and maintenance, and now only 20% of the time is going towards that direction, more efficient IT operations. And legacy cost savings is also a very common area, moving away from complex, cost prohibitive systems. And you see customers here, a couple of examples, 12 million over 5 years, another one annually, 800,000 saving, just modernizing their MDM. And data stewards productivity increase when things are automated, clean, trusted data is available to the business. It improves the effectiveness of data stewards and helps them to focus on more strategic projects. So these are the IT savings I wanted to share with you. So here I'm going to transfer now to Gaurav to talk to us about the Life Sciences Velocity Pack a bit more closely and give us a demo. Gaurav?
Thanks, Iram. Hi, everyone. I'm Gaurav Gera, Principal Product Management Manager here at Reltio. I'm really glad to present a short demonstration. I'm sure everybody is eagerly waiting for that, and showcasing what Reltio for Life Sciences is all about, right? But before that, let's have a quick view of the reference architecture, and we have covered this quite a few times. So the Reltio for Life Science solution, provides the foundational capabilities needed to collect and unify a broad spectrum of internal and third-party data that you see on the left and the right-hand side of this picture, to create the single trusted view of data for the healthcare professionals, healthcare organizations, locations, affiliations, and even interactions, right? So the solution comes pre-packaged with the data models for HCO, HCPs, and the rest of the the satellite entities, so to speak, right? But the core piece, the core enabler for all these capabilities is around our machine learning based deduplication or matching and merging algorithms that come along with the platform. These also include capabilities around standardizing and cleansing some of these data. And it also has those core capabilities around handling the lineage, the audit, and data privacy kind of compliance requirements, right? We mentioned that DEA and NPI is pre-built and pre-integrated. However, the platform is open enough for you to bring in data from additional sources through our low-code, no-code platform to bring in the data or consume data out of the platform into any one of these analytics, reporting, or data science platforms, or your operational systems like Salesforce, Viva, SAP kind of applications, right? So without further wait, let me jump onto the demo. Adam, can I quickly share my screen and start with the, yeah, great. Okay. So hopefully you're able to see my screen, and when you log in into this application, you encounter the dashboard itself, wherein you get a bird's eye view of all the data and the information that you have in this instance of the life sciences velocity map, right? So you get the distribution of data across various entity types. You look at you also presented the potential matches that you should look at, some demographic and geographic distribution of the HCPs and HCOs that you have stored. Again, all these dashboards are configurable and extensible according to your requirements. And then you can also look at, just the profile stats, or even get notifications. For example, here I'm looking at a data change request that I have received, which I should focus on, right? But let's jump onto the demo itself, wherein I want to focus on a particular HCP, and that I can do by just typing in the name or doing a quick search. And this is our fast high-speed search capability that we provide. And what I do is I just provide some data, and this comes in across different entity types. And as I provide more information, the results narrow down within a specific entity type, and then I can jump on to a specific record that I want to look at, right? So we are starting with our journey on a single record or a profile about an HCP. You'll see how we are able to manage a tremendous amount of information about a single record in one place, right? So the current profile view that you're seeing is to represent all the information about a particular record, in this case, John Doe, right? We're looking at the attributes and the relationships of this record to other entities. Now, the attributes and the relationships are laid out in different panels or facets, as we call it, to make it easier for an end user to interact with large amount of data that could be associated with this profile. The layout of this entire profile screen is fully configurable and aware of the user's role and the associated permissions. Accordingly, these are presented to the role, right? Now, as and when the data flows into Reltio, various automated data quality processes are executed on the data, right? Addresses, for example, are standardized, validated, enriched, geocoded according to the global postal standards. If the data comes with the phone number, the pattern itself is validated and it's distributed into sub attributes so that you can enable those fine-grained search and segmentation. Same is the case with email addresses. So attributes, that you would typically see in the drop-down list in the source systems. Think of things like prefixes, suffixes, credentials, specialities, for example. Right? So these kind of data are standardized according to the canonical values you have defined. So, for example, if you're looking for a specialty called INT Med in your CRM system, or IM in the third-party data provider, these get automatically converted into a canonical standardized value of internal medicine when that data lands in Reltio, all with the goal of improving the quality and the consistency of the data, right? So later, once these upfront data quality processes are completely executed automatically within Reltio, it will determine whether there are unique records or not, right? And based on the user preference, Reltio can automatically combine duplicates if found, or they can be presented to a user to make a decision. This process also includes checking data against those available NPI and data sets, NPI and DE data sets, for overlap and enrichment opportunities. And all of these automated processes allow you to create that highly curated and accurate set of data as possible, as fast as possible, in support of your sales operational use cases, right? So let's look at this process of remediating the duplicates and perform enrichment if an end user, also known as a data steward, had to perform, right? So in this tabular view of the potential matches, you see the data stewards can see the current record presented on the top in the blue, right? All the possible uh, duplicates are listed below, along with the rules that determine those candidates and the sources from where the data has come in, right? And based on the user preference, this could be tabular view, for example, or in a columnar view, right? So the user can choose how they want to look at the data, right? Now, the data steward can either merge these duplicate records, for example, by clicking any one of these entities one at a time, or all at a time using the merge operation over here, right? So for example, I can do it one at a time, right? And the last record that you see at the bottom of the screen, it's not a duplicate by itself, right? So here it shows that the data has come in from an NPI source, right? Which means that this is a enrichment candidate, and in a similar manner, a user can decide to merge this record, which will perform that enrichment, and they can also choose to not select not a match, right, which would ignore this enrichment recommendation, and every time this action occurs, right? So whether automated or not, you are getting one step closer to a more curated data set for your sales operation and commercial use cases, right? Now, now let's jump on to the profile page once again and look at the privacy and the consent facet at the center. What happened? Okay, so hopefully this should come in, but the consent information would typically come in over here, which would have an aggregate of all the values that would come in from multiple sources, right? And this would then give you that complete view of how the user want or the HCP wants to be contacted, or what their preferences are in terms of the multi-channel interactions, right? And this kind of gives you uh, gives you a way to include Reltio as a core part of your overall process to comply with GDPR, CCPA, and other kinds of regulation. Right now, as part of this compliance aspect, of the platform, the panel on the right hand side over here shows the history of how this record has emerged from multiple different sources. Right, so although you see this as one record, but this originated as 6 or 4 different records, each one of these being represented by these vertical lines, right? And where these lines basically merge, these indicates that 2 or more records have combined to form one record. So and clicking on any of these records in the audit trail shows you the data at that point in time, which allows the user to answer any compliance related questions with these, right? And this compliance aspect can be taken can be taken further in terms of also uh, in terms of offering a highly granular view of the data from the perspective of the various source records contributing data into the single unified view, right? So here Reltio tracks the sources which are contributing the data for every single record that you see over here, including the individual attributes and the rules that determine that unified value. Sure, I've clicked on something else. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show when I talked about privacy and consent. And coming back to the potential, the sources view in terms of the various sources that are contributing the individual attributes. You can, look at that, the the primary key from those source systems are also indicated over here, right? So this unified view now is the fuel for your HCP experience and consent management, right? And next, I want to talk about the affiliations. Again, coming back to the profile view. So affiliations and relationships are a core data component in use cases around sales effectiveness, segmentation, and targeting, right? And Reltio supports these by having a robust but a simple graph-based mechanisms to collect any and all of these relationships. So notice, for example, in the HCO affiliation facet over here, Reltio is showing some suggested relationship. And this is thanks to that graph technology behind the scene, realizing that this HCO has an address which belongs to the HCP, and that HCP is not really affiliated with it, right? So, and we see this all the time in social networking apps like LinkedIn in terms of suggesting the new relationships, right? So in supporting of those key use cases that we talked about within the sales operation, this powerful graph-based approach, for example, can allow you to capture relationships, uncovering who's influencing who in terms of HCP prescribing behaviors. And these type of insights could then become additional fuel to your strategies around account-based selling, right? Next, interactions play a key role in improving your HCP experience, because it's when you're capturing interactions across channels, you begin to associate those interactions with the unified view of the HCP, and you can then begin to understand and uncover their behavior, right? So the Reltio for Life Science solution allows you to capture these omnichannel interactions such as website logins, mobile apps, call center engagements, and so on, out of the box, so as to capture and further fuel your strategy to deliver the best possible experiences for your HCPs, right? So in summary, in order to capture or actually deliver on the expected outcomes related to sales effectiveness, segmentation, and targeting, HCP experience, including compliance management, right? You have to have a great control of data. The Reltio for Life Sciences solutions allows you to create and expose this unified view of HCPs, HCOs, locations, affiliations to your SFA systems, the territory alignment processes, incentive and compensation management, segmentation processes, even reporting and analytics environment at scale and at required latency in order to allow you to meet your objectives to improving both sales effectiveness, segmentation, and targeting. Right. So next, I want to jump onto the slides once again and show a quick view of how your day one experience would look like when it comes to Velocity Pack. So as I said, Reltio for Life Sciences Pack comes with the foundational capabilities and components, and that is a key differentiator for us, which is not available with any of the solutions out there. On day one, you get a cloud-native platform that includes a dev, test, and a production environment of the MDM, along with the reference data management environments ready to go. The MDM environments come with prepackaged with data model, underlying configurations, and UIs, and which we will see in a minute as well. On top of that, then this ability to get data into the environment very, very fast, whether that be coming from an internal data source and external data source, right? As opposed to having a massive IT project, you can use the low-code, no-code platform that we provide, which would simplify as well as fast-pace your data onboarding activities, right? And then it leads us to this advanced entity resolution, the ML-based data mastering capabilities. That is kind of the core of what Reltio does. And on day one, we actually deliver those standardizing, improving of the data quality kind of capabilities, which will allow you to unify and enrich the data, as well as as all of this is happening in an automated fashion through various sets of rules that have been pre-configured, pre-built into the Velocity pack, ready to go on day one. Lastly, one of the crucial aspects of consuming this data or sharing this data to downstream applications, there are ability to we have the APIs that are ready to go on day one that can be plugged into your brand websites, mobile apps, call center applications, CRM processes, for example, right? To deliver that unified view of the data to your downstream systems, right? And that's the goal. It's to make it simple and as streamlined as possible for you to get up and running, right? So back to a short demo on this, wherein I want to open up the hood for you. I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay, open up the hood and show, for example, how an administrator would want to, enhance the pre-delivered solution, right? So this is our console application where you have some things like these are all self-service applications around data modeler, UI modeler. For example, if I open up the data modeler, here's the HCP, HCO, along with the attributes. There are relationships defined along with the match rules. There are also sources available, and these are just the placeholders. And you're free to create your own sources as and when you bring in data from those sources, right? And there are these in-app tools available for you to propagate your extensions and enhancements that you do from your dev to test to the production environment. I also mentioned earlier about the configurable UI. So within the UI model, you are able to view the configurations. For example, this is the dashboard configurations, and the specific view of the individual entity types can be configured according to the user preferences. So as and when, if you're uh, creating your own attributes, you can come here and include those on the screens or remove the ones that are not usable, right? So back to the console. So there are these numerous in-app self-service applications, things like integration hub. This is our low-code, no-code platform for you to build the integrations, right? So and then if you want to define 10 management or 10 specific parameters, data loader. So these are various tools that you have for you to extend the applications, right? So back to slides. So once again, I want to kind of this is our current version, or the 23.1 version of the Reltio for Life Sciences data model that you can start using from day one, right? Uh, Here's a glimpse of what's coming next. We are going to focus on enhancing the commercial operations kind of use cases with new entity types like IDN, GPO, and additional enrichment capabilities with Metro. There was a question on the chart about Metro. So we will be launching our Metro-based integration soon enough, right? And then we are also investing heavily on our clinical study and site management capabilities, making our data model robust enough. And this is also planned hopefully for the June 2023 release. So hope you're excited about our Reltio for Life Sciences solution. I will hand it over back to Hiram to take it forward. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, we're coming to the top of the hour, so I think I'm just gonna close with just one slide, and we started talking about some of the data management pains and challenges, and just want to close with how our investments are focused on delivering fast time to value, immediate cost savings, and simplifying MDM in today's market. And we offer this with battle-tested and enterprise-grade solution that we keep investing with new components like we shared today. We have many questions that came, and I know we almost at the top of the hour. Maybe we take a couple of them. So looking at the Q&A, there was a question about the patient side of things. Gaurav, do you want to talk about how our customers can use Reltio for patient experience, because it wasn't on the data model?
Yeah, so patient experience is really important. It seems that the way our life sciences customers are looking at how do they improve their engagement with patients, and how do they improve the experience that patient gets consuming their products. And this is where we are also doing a lot of research, understanding what these customers want, intend to cater to the patients, and any feedback that we get from you and from our customers would be welcome as we do more research and come up with that solid data model and different use cases that can be solved within those data models that we need to deliver.
I see another question about what is the technology used for third-party data enrichment within Reltio, using integrations hub or host third-party data within Reltio as data tenant and establish enrichment process between customer tenant and data tenant. So I think we do both. Do you want to talk to that?
Yeah, so we do both. So and then these are all dependent on how customers prefer to consume that data and at the same time what kind of technologies are provided through that data enrichment providers, right? So typically if those data enrichment vendors provide us the file-based inputs, then our approach would be a data tenant-based approach, because it makes it easier for our customers to consume that data out of the data tenant, right? And if there are specific ways like APIs, real-time enrichment APIs available, then we would prefer to include our Reltio integration hub-based recipes for customers to consume those data in real time from those data vendors without having to work through a data tenant-based integration. So both the options are available, dependent on customer preferences as well as the technology provided from the vendors.
I see one more question. I'm pushing it, but apart from Locate, are there any other data standardization enrichment services that can be integrated, like Address Doctor, Melissa, etc.? Do you want to talk about DNB, Connector, and others?
So yeah, our address standardization capabilities are very tightly integrated to Locate, and these are like global standards used across the industry. However, our platform is open enough that we can consume these services from the other providers as well if our customers prefer to use.
Right. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us and sending your questions. Many we couldn't get to, but we will post answers to the Reltio community. Greatly appreciate your involvement. Thanks, Gaurav, for the demo and co-presenting with me. Looking forward to our next event together. Have a great day.